when we talk about our hedgerows, let it be clear that the hedgerows are not simply the preserve, the responsibility, the interest of those who live right beside that hedgerow. I live from the west of Ireland. I know hedgerows, I know gorse. We all live in Ireland together. And more to the point, we all live in a shared planet. And the hedgerows of Ireland are not simply a matter of interest to one person's commute. The hedgerows of Ireland are something that is a heritage for all of our generations ahead. It's part of who we are as a nation. They are the conduit of our wildlife, of our nature. They are, when we go to Europe, we don't go individually as a set of landowners and say, can we have it? We go collectively as the government. They go representing Ireland and saying, we are here in Ireland, and what we are going to do for our environmental responsibility, because we do not have the woodlands, because they were lost in previous times, is we have hedgerows. We list hedgerows when we go to Europe and we say we're doing our bit for the environment. We list hedgerows and we argue for hedgerows, an argument which incidentally will be much less credible in the future when we argue for our hedgerows to be included in the allowance we get under Common Agricultural Policy. It is a collective argument, it is a collective responsibility. And when we talk about this shared planet, your own colleague, your fellow minister, who lodged his commitments in relation to climate change, who said Ireland is going to be doing its part in relation to our climate change obligations. Is that another conversation with another minister that we can't have? Because as I understand it, you are part of a cabinet. You can speak to your colleague in respect of roads. You can work with your colleague and put forward workable amendments in terms of road safety. You can speak to your colleague in respect of where does this fit in terms of climate change? Has a conversation even been had in relation to our climate change concerns? And the idea that we would gather data somehow along, incidentally, which appears nowhere in the text where we will be gathering data, what will we do? Do we go and gather data at the next National Birdsong Day and see if it sounds a little quieter? There is nothing here in proposals for gathering of data. And if you are a minister for heritage, is it not your first responsibility to say, I will know what I am doing in terms of heritage, and I will gather the information that was needed and make the case? Not, we will slash and burn and ask questions after. At a time when our planet is more fragile possibly than it ever has been, when I think all of us feel the dangers and threats that are there, when we are in a time of great instability, is it the time for a slash and burn approach to politics, to slash and burn approach to measures, where we throw a quick fix in, which abrogates our responsibilities? It is the time for thoughtful, informed, careful and caring debate. Let us have caring, thoughtful, evidence-based proposals. We don't shoot first and ask later, a phrase that was used in one of the emails I got. The people of Ireland who wrote to us, they're monitoring. They know what's happening in the hedgerows, the detail which people spoke about, the change from one season to the other, what they showed their children and what they cannot now show their grandchildren. Where is all of that detail and nuance? Where is any of the evidence? We are addressing it now in terms of road safety. We will return to it in terms of Section 8. But the idea that a 20-line throwaway can be justified by calling it a pilot, why will the Minister not pilot innovative measures in relation to road safety? For example, the proposals that were enumerated in County Clare, where farmers are in fact getting an incentive of payment when they are taking measures during a difficult time of season, when there's practical, real proposals that say, hedge by hedge, where are the areas? Communities know where the road safety concerns are. Let's talk to them. Let's come up with solutions that address the area. So I ask you, Minister, to take responsibility, not abrogate responsibility. And I would ask you, when you do come back with amendments in relation to Amendment 6, that you would give amendments respect of 1, 2, 3, all of the areas, and that you would speak with your fellow Minister in that regard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator.
We have a national pollinator plan, not referenced anywhere in this, and the hedgerows are absolutely the core of pollination. They are the centre of the bees, the butterflies, of all the pollinators that we have. in Ireland. They are the key to the green Ireland that we seek to promote to the world, that we seek to bring forward. They are the key to some of the, not just the bees that we've heard about, the honey industry, but we've also heard about many of the other high-quality food industries that are happening. In the west of Ireland, we've had a huge festival recently, which talks about exactly the quality of high-quality local artisan food, and hedgerows and the hedgerow plants play a key role in that also. Lastly, I just wanted to say a quick point in relation to the question of a 2-year pilot. Let us not underestimate the concerns and what might happen in a 2-year pilot. We have in Ireland a number of birds who are on the red list. These are birds that are in risk of absolute extinction. We have the barn owl, we have the yellowhammer, we have the curlew, and with 150 nesting pairs, 150 nesting pairs, twice the size of this, that is it. That is all we have of the curlew in Ireland. What guarantee do we have that will we check after 2 years and see if we still have 150 pairs of curlews? Maybe we have 5, maybe we have none, maybe we have lost another species, one with great deep historical significance and resonance in Ireland, also to this species. We've lost we talk of the golden plover, the meadow pipit, all of these birds who are on the red list. And then we have the many, many birds and the many species who are on the amber list, and their vulnerability. What is the estimation or projection of how many of our birds and animals that are now in jeopardy move into danger during a 2-year period? Let us not assume, Senator Humphreys spoke previously of Senator Norris, the reference of the larder. Let us not assume that the larder will automatically be replenished. We need absolutely to ensure and protect that as our first piece. Look to the hedgehog, for example, which has been absolutely depleted in the UK and is now the subject of massive reintegration in urban areas as they try to bring it back. So I'm just, again, highlighting the concerns in relation. Others have spoken to the many technical problems of the pilot as proposed, but the other problem we have is the estimated damage. We would not put anything through this House normally without a cost-benefit analysis. There is no benefit analysis here. Again, Minister, I would concur with Senator Humphreys and ask you to really deeply consider and reconsider this bill as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much.